Hey everybody, I'm Patrick Smith, two-time world champion team roper, and today I'm here with Lone Star Ropes. Lone Star and I have been together for a really long time now, and in my opinion, they make the best rope in the business, and this is the Thunderbird. It's my rope of choice. It's something that we developed over the years. I know you hear a lot about different ropes, and everybody talks about body and talks about feel and all the things, and it kind of gets a little monotonous, but I like to have a feel of my tip and where the tip of my rope is at all times. And this rope has enough weight to it, but it's still small enough that I can control it if I need to adjust something in the middle of my swing or delivery. And that's one of my favorite things about it. And the second thing I love about it is how well it grabs the horn. And they spend a lot of time working on the crowns and how they tie and twist these ropes to make sure that they grab correctly. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about roping the dummy on the ground. I think it's really important that you rope the dummy on the ground, but I think it's also really important that you do it correctly, because some of the worst habits that are created for your roping are created on the ground. I've got a 9-year-old son that ropes all the time now, and I'm constantly staying on him about being in the correct position and doing your fundamentals correctly when you're roping something on the ground. One of the most common mistakes that I see when people rope the ground dummy is actually where they stand. They'll get right behind the dummy and stand right here and completely forget that you're not mimicking anything about a team roping run, because if you're on your horse, obviously right now I can't even see my target. So the first thing I want you to do is make sure that you're standing where if you were sitting on your horse, you can see the left leg of the steer. It's very important. It's okay to move around and adjust some things, but if you create those habits behind it all the time, it's not going to feel the same once you do get on your horse. The second most common mistake that I see on these dummies, this is the pipes dummy, and as you can see, it's designed to swing over his back. And I see a lot of people with these dummies, but when they swing their rope, they still swing way back here behind it. Again, keep in mind, if I was on a horse, I couldn't swing right here without hitting my horse in the head. These are designed to keep your swing up and out over your horse's head and get your angle correct, which is over the middle of the steer's back, because the tip of your rope is like the sights on a gun. Wherever it's pointed is where, when you deliver, is where your rope's going to want to go. That's so important to understand, that when you're doing the basics on these ground dummies, that you're knocking out the little checklist of, am I in the correct position? Is my swing angle correct over the middle of the steer's back? Do I have my sights pointed at the correct target? And then overdo it. This is the most important thing about roping a ground dummy. Over exaggerate. Make sure your swing's nice and open. Stay with your delivery and your bottom strand. Make sure you let your loop finish and carry all the way through. Overdo it, because if you overdo it on this, you might be just right when you get on the horse, because it's so hard not to cut things too thin. When we get on a horse, we try to shortcut everything and cut the corners. So make sure you're deliberate, make sure you're in the right spots, design a checklist, and work on good habits.